So, hello everybody. This is Louise Eddington with Utah for Bernie Sanders, and this is another interview in my series of interviews with Bernie thinkers. And today I'd like to introduce you to Lennie Clarke. He's running as senator in Arizona, and he's running against Ann Kirkpatrick, who is rather more conservative than Bernie. She has endorsed Hillary, and Lennie has endorsed Bernie. So tell us a bit about yourself, please, Lennie.
Thank you, and thank you so much for taking the time to do this interview. Yes, I'm 51 years old. I was born right here in Arizona in Phoenix during the 60s, 1964. And I'm an activist here. I first got involved in, I guess you'd say being an activist. When my first wife, who was from Mexico City, I learned that the immigration people were out doing sweeps in the local shopping stores at the same time they were conducting the census. Wow. Therefore, I was really furious about that because I knew that a lot of people would be afraid to answer their doors, and then our neighborhood would not get its fair, share of the taxes that the government allocates by going with the census. So from there, it just, I went in the Army at a very young age during the recession when Reagan was in. There wasn't a lot of opportunities, so I did that, got my honorable discharge, came back to Arizona. Then the second time I went back in the Army, in between that I was in the National Guard, I went to the Persian Gulf conflict and went to that. Came back, and I guess they call that the post-baby boom, I guess. The baby boom thing, mini baby boom. That's when I met my former beautiful wife from Mexico City and had a beautiful child here. And I really started heavily getting involved in politics at that time. I got involved with my Democratic district, became a precinct committee person, and started running for positions because in our area it is so gerrymandered here in Arizona that nobody would run, but we needed to get the votes out. So I did that. Then I know this is going on and on, but the second time I was in the National Guard, my unit got called up and we went to Iraq. Essentially I was an MP driving basically a Humvee around, and really we were just being used for target practice. We were driving around. I saw a lot of stuff there, and in the course of that, I was the first soldier to be busted and basically for having opposition to the Iraq occupation, which was illegal. I spoke out against it. I still fought. I got my honorable discharge, but I was detained by the Bush administration. And you can Google that if you go to our great, one of our great news sources, Fox News. One soldier, one blog, one punishment. Then you just Google that for Leonard Clark. But my friends call me Lennie, so that's why I do the Lennie. So I came back somehow alive, and I just continue to do things around here with my local community, such as some years back in 2009, there was a very hateful evangelical minister out here who was praying for our president's death at the time, President Obama and his family. So we got together and had love rallies and said, no, world, Arizona is not represented by just a bunch of kooks and right-wing haters. So more recently, I've been involved in they had this horrible law they tried to pass that would have discriminated against our brothers and sisters in the LGBT community. Was there front and center, marching, everything pretty much you can think of, and I'm sure I probably left out of but yeah, I'm just utilizing, I guess, because when I came back alive, I believed that I should not waste what I have here. Right, and so as recently, I became involved in this campaign because one of my major concerns, of course, was Bernie Sanders, because I totally endorse and back him, but was the horrible, poisonous, and desecrating mine that is to be built at Oak Flat. And that's not far from here, near a place called Superior, Arizona. And my Apache brothers and sisters, essentially from their tribal chairman on down, have all strongly opposed it. It was a slick move by McCain, Gosar, and unfortunately my opponent, who says that it's all about jobs. And we're saying, yes, we understand Arizona has a legacy of mining, but we're tired of our water being poisoned, our air being poisoned. We don't need this anymore, and that is their sacred land. So to me, it is a crime against humanity, what my opponent is doing and what the Republicans are doing that she's working with, not to mention a lot of other things. So I'm sorry. That's there's a lot more stuff, but that's essentially what I do. I hang out at the ledge. I see these powerful people, and I'm one of the only people there that's not a lobbyist to continually let my friends know and testify against some of the horrible legislation here.
We have similar issues in Utah, so I'm totally with you. In fact, I'm going to a rally tomorrow morning against some tar sands and bringing fossil fuels out of sacred lands also.
Great.
And national lands. So, yeah, we have the similar issues. They're very similar, Utah and Arizona, in that way. Yes. So how can people support you and spread the word about you apart from doing things like this?
Well, it's an exciting time. People can support, and I like to use our campaign because really it's a team effort since I have, as far as I'm concerned, he's not going to like that I say this, but my campaign manager is a millennial and a genius who decided to step forth and help volunteer to do this. As long as I have folks like him, we're working together. We're, unfortunately, because my opponent has 1.8 million, but I should say, fortunately, we have our friends. We're running a grassroots campaign because we don't accept corporate money or super PAC money. So, and also in addition, we need signatures because, quite frankly,
I was going to ask that. Yeah, you need.
Yeah, we need volunteers. That's really my main concern. Because people say, "Well, Leonard, we got to help Bernie, and this is taking away from Bernie." Well, I disagree because here's what's going to happen. When we have the election, the primary election in August, if I'm not on the ballot, right now I'm the only statewide federally registered candidate that endorses Bernie. Now we have a great Democrat named Congressman Raul Grijalva, and he also endorses Bernie, but he is running for a specific district. But my voice to our voices, progressive voices, if we're not on the ballot, all we're going to hear is, I'm sorry, but our friends spinning for Hillary, spinning for this horrible oak flat mine. Yeah. And this horrible mine, my Apache brothers and sisters and all of us are against because it's going to poison our land, air, and water, is going to be built. We need to stop this. We have to bring Arizona into 2016 and tell people this is not Arizona 1916.
I completely agree with you that it's not taking away from Bernie, which is why I started doing these interviews, because he needs as much support in government as he can get when he's the president.
That's for sure.
Yeah. So, against the Congress that we have, but let's not go there. And you also so do you have a donation link on your website?
Yes. Thanks to my campaign manager, Millen Singh, helping me, because I'm more good at being the activist out there in the trenches, but I need the technical help. Yes. He has set up where you can donate, I believe, on our website, Lennie, Lennie, 2016.com, Lennie2016.com. He's provided links there. We have a strong presence on Facebook. I really interact with our folks there.
And
it's an exciting time.
I will post these links below the video on YouTube.
Thank you so much.
And how do people get signatures? How do you get them? Because I believe you can't do that online.
Oh, I'm so glad you asked that question. Yeah. Yes, there is some confusion. Here in Arizona, if I was running just for a state legislative district, we've had recent changes where you can get signatures, part of them online. Oh. But a federal candidate like myself, we cannot.
Right.
So, the one good thing is anybody living in the state of Arizona, if they are a registered Democrat or independent, can sign the petition, sign my petitions. We just ask that the folks that are volunteering to help out our campaign, make sure you fill out the back of the petition first. It's a very simple form statement. It says what your county you live in and address. And that way, if I have people from Maricopa County signing my petition, I'll just keep them all on that petition. If I have people from one of our counties we call Pima, they all sign that petition. And it's pretty simple. Really what happened was an exciting change, a change in the law, according to our Arizona Secretary of State. And that was, before this, just 3 or 4 years ago, I would have had to have gotten a certain percentage of people signing my petitions from every county in the state. Right. Now, with this court decision, it doesn't matter, as long as I have the required amount of signatures. And let me tell you, I'm going to need a lot more than what's required, because our opponents, I consider them the establishment. They do not want us on the the ballot. They don't want to hear a progressive voice, let me tell you.
I can see that perfectly. Yeah. So can people find where you'll be to sign your petition on your website then?
Yes, we frequently are posting almost daily, weekly. I am out there all the time because, you know, I have enough money to survive as a substitute teacher, and I'm out there. So if they go to the website, they'll see the events where Millen has set them up.
Mm-hmm.
Facebook especially, I'm always there saying I will be in Mesa. For example, tonight I'm not really going to be asking for signatures, but there is a vigil being held for a person that was gunned down by the police here, and people will be there. So I'm always out there, but I make sure to post so if people go to the Facebook page, they can really interact with me, or they go to the web page.
Okay.
Yeah, they will know because I'm going to be out there. I'll come to you to get your signatures, and hopefully, yeah, they can get me some signatures too.
Okay, that's fabulous. Well, it was a real pleasure meeting you, and we'll be following your campaign because, you know, particularly in our kind of states, we really need to build the progressive movement and change things. For
Exciting times.
We're going to
do this. We're going to do this. I love Bernie.
Yeah.
I got to meet him as a volunteer when he came here, and it was like he's like the Beatles. It was crazy. People were bending the railing to shake his hand.
I know.
I have not been to 2 rallies. Wow.
I've been to 2 rallies in Nevada. It was the same. It's very exciting. So yeah.
A lot of stuff going on in Nevada too.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I was canvassing all last weekend in Nevada, actually, in rural Nevada.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Good for you. Good for you. Good for Bernie.
So we have a lot of volunteers. In fact, they're swarming the state of Nevada at the moment. So I'm sure some will join you in Arizona nearer the time.
Right. And we have people at the Bernie office, and I'll be honest, I need to get down there and call because I've been out wearing the Bernie shirt trying to get people registered. But we have many good, beautiful people here calling into Nevada too. So you guys aren't alone.
Okay, great. Well, have a good day. I know you're busy, so thank you for coming, and I'll send you the link to this and post it all over the place.
Oh, thank you so much, and nice to meet you and everybody out there.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.